The sun was barely peeking over the horizon when Sicher stepped onto the street, her pale skin contrasting sharply with the muted colors of the early morning. Her long black hair fell loose over her shoulders, flowing like ink against her ample cleavage and the silk of her dress. She hurried through the narrow alleyways, her soft steps lost in the noise of the waking city. Today, like every day for the past few months, her thoughts were far from the streets, the cars, and the rows of crumbling apartment buildings. She thought only of the field. It was an unremarkable patch of land, no more than a strip of green, tucked between two factories on the edge of town. But something about the way the grass swayed in the wind, how it stretched endlessly in her mind, drew her back again and again. She found it the first time wandering aimlessly with heavy thoughts, the weight of daily life smothering her vision like a shroud. Her feet had simply carried her there. Now she couldn't stay away. Each visit to the field was like sinking into a dream, a place where time moved differently. She would stand at its edge, looking out over the uninterrupted verdant expanse, feeling something deep and ancient stir within her. She didn't know what it was that called to her, but the feeling grew stronger with each passing day. She became obsessed with the grass, its richness and vividness, unlike anything she had ever seen. The more she visited, the more she felt it pulling her, calling her. She would walk across it, feeling the softness beneath her bare feet, listening to the wind rush through it like whispers. And then, today, the thought appeared in her mind without warning. It was as if it had always been there, waiting. I want to be a cow. She blinked, startled at herself, but the thought stayed. Firm, undeniable. The simplicity of it felt strange, almost absurd, yet it gave her a kind of peace. Her mind conjured an image of herself, her full figure crouched on all fours, her hands sinking into the soil, her mouth tasting the blades of grass. The sensation was intoxicating. The idea possessed her completely. It was ludicrous, yes. She knew she could tell no one, never share this secret. Still, each visit deepened her resolve. She watched the field closely now, with the newborn eyes of a cow, studying its every detail. She paid special attention to how the cows of the distant farm grazed along the far fence. They seemed to move with such ease, unaware of the worries she carried. Their lives were so simple, so free. Slowly, she began to mimic their movements. At first, she would wait until she was alone, when the workers from the nearby factories had gone home for the night. Then, under the cover of dusk, she would drop to her hands and knees and crawl into the field, the tall grass concealing her from the world. Her experiments were awkward at first. Her limbs were stiff, and her palms scraped against the ground as she moved clumsily through the grass. She tried to chew it, but the taste was strange and bitter, making her gag. She persisted. Each day became more comfortable, more natural. She would sink deeper into the role, her thoughts slowing, narrowing to the singular act of grazing, her body aligning with the earth. She no longer thought of herself as Sijer, but as something else entirely. She was becoming cow-like. The transformation began to creep into her everyday life. When she walked through the crowded city streets, she felt out of place, foreign. The shops and restaurants, the people bustling by, all seemed alien to her. She longed for the field, for the grass under her hands, for the wind against her skin. Her body began to change in small, imperceptible ways. She moved more deliberately, slower, her muscles aching as if her body resisted standing upright. She ate less at home, feeling an odd fullness whenever she returned from the field. Her family noticed the change, though they couldn't understand it. Her mother made passing comments about her size. She had always been full-figured, but she had grown more rounded, her body taking on a softness she hadn't had before. Seizure would only nod, lost in her own thoughts, the rhythm of her body and mind slowly transforming to match the silent creatures in the field. One day, she found herself alone in the field, under a grey sky, the wind carrying with it a soft, chilling breeze. She dropped to her hands and knees as usual, but this time something was different. Her body felt lighter, more at ease, and the grass didn't taste as bitter. As she chewed slowly, her mind emptied completely. She moved methodically, her limbs guiding her to fresh patches of grass. She wasn't imitating anymore. She was the thing she had longed to be. The world around her faded, becoming nothing but the grass and the sound of the wind. Hours passed, or maybe it was days. Time no longer had meaning. She was part of the field now, part of the earth beneath her. She grazed content, feeling the life of the field pulse through her veins. There were no more thoughts, no more worries. There was only the rhythm of the grass beneath her, the wind in her hair, and the soft sound of her chewing. And as Seizure looked out across the green expanse, she saw herself in the distance, a solitary figure among the cows, grazing in the field, her body blending with the land. She was no longer the woman who had wandered the city streets, no longer the daughter who had carried the weight of expectation. She had become something else entirely, something simple, something free. And for the first time, she felt whole.